Drug lord in Panama, but Sarah Underwood is here.
Hey, everyone!
What? I just wanted to start off the show on a good note, saying I'm so sure.
Oh, Candace, get in these orders. What a show!
I hate that.
Oh, I can tell you hate it so much. We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
Woo!
Yeah.
On the show today, John Bernthal from The Walking Dead will be here live, hopefully to give us the secrets of fighting zombies. And then we made Blair Herter and Adam Sessler come by to talk about boy stuff.
Ew!
Specifically, this new video game Skyrim, where I guess you use swords to fight dragons or something.
Yeah, whatever. And an MMA chokehold fighter, Kyle Kingsbury, joins the Blairs to pick who will win this weekend's UFC heavyweight champion bout. Plus, Mad Men's Rich Summer returns to spice up your game nights. We're talking about board games, you curves.
Oh, and you guys are in luck because Sarah and I will be deciding who is the best burper ever with a burpathon! Yay! Who's gonna win? Find out later in the show.
I hope I win. It's the only thing I'm good at in life.
I'm so sure that's the only thing you're
Get in here!
That was a real
gonna
one.
be
Oh.
It's gonna be a long day, and I almost tripped.
It's time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We are going around the net.
Winter is coming.
And so are injuries.
Are you okay? You okay?
Come on.
I don't understand. That street lamp was the only thing visible in that video. How could he have missed it? I don't.
It's a little known fact that snowboarders are drawn toward light like moss.
Oh,
The
okay.
same principle applies to Kevin and tentacle porn.
Very good to know.
You know, it's actually really useful when tricking him into going to the dentist.
Oh, is it?
It is. I always have to take him to the dentist for some reason.
That's so useful.
I know it is.
Makes no sense.
And at number 4 is a wampa, one of the most terrifying monsters from the Star Wars universe.
And it is so cute.
Jobs.
But you know what? Then Luke Skywalker cut his legs off with a lightsaber.
Why did you have to go there?
Circle of life.
Circle of life?
It's the way the world works.
That's so sad. And at number 3, the folks at Funny or Die are known for doing videos with creative casting choices.
But not much can top this oddly compelling clip featuring former boxer Mike Tyson as presidential candidate Herman Cain.
Hello, I'm Herman Cain, the man who's been shouting the number 9 on your TV. But now, I'm ready for president and leading in the Republican polls. Why? Because the Tea Party loves crazy more than they hate black. And I'm crazy than a house rat. I'm going to wear a flag pin the size of a fat baby's head. And show off the cool handshake me and Jesus have been working on for when he comes back to Earth. Okay, my alternative energy plan will be to use illegal aliens as human batteries, like in the Matrices. My vice president nominee will be a computer programmed to think like Ronald Reagan.
Please insert a jelly bean into my USB port. I run on jelly beans like Ronald Reagan.
I love you.
great.
Hilarious.
You know, Tyson and Kane are so similar. It's eerie.
Yeah?
I mean, both are businessmen. Both have had their lady troubles.
And of course, both like to eat people.
Well, of course, how could I forget that one?
It's so cute. He texted me before the show, "Good luck, sweet cheeks." Well, Herman Cain.
Really?
He did. Little nice guy, huh? Isn't that so nice?
Is this for real?
No. Not at all. You think I know a presidential candidate?
I don't know.
I wish.
Do you?
Be cool.
And at number 2.
I'm not telling jokes anymore on this show.
Sorry, they got it. They got it. I didn't get it. Sorry.
That's okay.
You do have some sweet cheeks, though.
Thanks.
I was talking about these.
Oh.
These are sexy.
Yeah! Yeah!
And at number 2. 3 of the web's most favorite things: cat pictures, disturbing pornography, and internet in-jokes known as memes.
If you want to feel like you're a true member of the internet in crowd, the Gag Quartet has taken it upon themselves to mesh dozens of memes into one joyous 4-minute melody. Try and find them all.
She's here with me today because we danced through that whole thing.
The entire thing.
Kevin would never do that with me.
It was pretty
but
amazing.
I'm also glad that we're airing this video today because it means Kevin's not here to make fun of how I say the cat's name.
Which cat? The keyboard cat or?
No. Nyan cat. Nyan cat. Nyan cat. Nyan cat.
Nope.
Nyan cat. Ah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I'm so sure.
That's all that matters. They knew what you were talking about.
They
That's
did.
what I say.
They
That's what I
did.
say when I spell things wrong. You know what I meant. Still ahead, some killer lady parts.
Things get not safe for work and our murderous #1 ATM.
Yeah.
Is that what you... Join Attack of the Show in celebrating the Marine Corps' 236th birthday. Happy birthday, Marines! It's a video from a girls' night.
You know, just a couple of girls hanging out, having a slumber party, doing normal girl stuff.
In Japan.
Make a cream for that.
I know y'all are all thinking it. Worst yeast infection ever.
I leveled it last week, I tell you something.
Did you?
I did. So, you guys might have missed it, but all week Candace and I have been fighting over who is the best at what the ancient Romans called Burping Bay.
So we are going to settle this right now with class.
And now it's time for Attack of the Show's semi-annual Burpathon.
The rules are simple. Best of 3 belches. For this challenge, I shall sip a delicate bubble-infused ale laced with ginger extract.
And I will be enjoying a 2010 vintage sugar-free cola from the southern region of the United States. We'll measure each belch with our handy belchometer, which will judge the volume and density of each eruption.
The winner receives the AOTS Queen of Burping tiara, which may be worn for the rest of the show. Sarah, would you love to go first?
Oh, yes, I am ready.
Okay then, round 1. And now round 2. Candace, please proceed. Yes.
My lady.
I'm sorry, I almost threw up on myself.
Excellent. And now round 3. Sarah, once again you shall go first.
Came out with that one.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The winner with a burp of 1,000,000,000,100 decibels is Sarah Underwood. Very lovely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
MMA chokehold.
All right, please welcome to the show Blair Butler and MMA fighter Kyle Kingsbury, everybody. Kyle, I gotta say, man, we saw you on The Ultimate Fighter. We've seen you fight for years. You're way smaller in person, but the opposite of that. But the exact opposite of that, you're a giant. And I love your fanny pack.
Well, thank you.
You're the only person in the studio that can wear that fanny pack.
Well, you know, heavyweight champ Cain Velasquez gave this to me, so you better say you like it.
Yeah. How many times do I need to say I like it? I'll say it all, the entire segment. It's fine. Let's talk about the fights. This is the first big fight on Fox, UFC on Fox this weekend down in Anaheim, California. We'll start with one of the undercards, though, that's actually airing on Facebook or foxsports.com. Clay Guida versus Benson Henderson. Here is the tale of the tape. Henderson has the slight height and reach advantage, but Guida has age and experience. Both are excellent wrestlers, but Guida is the best in the world at getting punched in the face 1 billion times and not falling down. Henderson has better submission skills and a brutal ground and pound game. Now, Kyle, both fighters are competing for a title shot at Frankie Edgar, and Clay's skills are fairly evenly matched as far as Henderson's concerned. So what does Clay bring to the table to take the victory home this weekend?
Well, Clay's got a couple things going for him. One, his hair is phenomenal. And 2, his tenacity. He's always the guy that's going to bring a fight of the night type performance. He never looks like he's running out of steam. He just keeps pushing forward. And that's something he's going to need to do to be successful. He's got to be in Benson Henderson's face the whole fight, not let him get comfortable, and just grind on him, turn it into a brawl.
Right, which I know we're all hoping to see, because even though the hair can be an offensive weapon, it's super funny to see it defensively fly back like this constantly as well. And then Blair, this is technically only the third fight in the UFC for Henderson, but he is the former WEC champ, so he has fought in the past, obviously. What's his game plan this weekend?
Well, first off, I would like to say that Ben Henderson also has amazing hair. This may be the greatest hair battle in the history of the UFC. But look, Ben Henderson is incredibly resilient, and in the past, maybe people thought, well, his takedown defense wasn't as great. I mean, once he's on the ground, his submission defense is superb. Also, Ben Henderson is so hard to finish. He got kicked in the face by the Showtime kick and popped back up like a zombie. So we're talking about two guys with amazing hair and the zombie-like ability to rise from the dead. This has all... I mean, this could be the greatest thing ever. I'm going to watch it on Fox Deportes and brush up in my Spanish just so I can see it live on TV.
I don't think we've ever seen Blair this excited, have we? This is amazing.
This is a great fight.
We're so animated right now.
Really excited, yeah.
Wow. All right, so Kyle, who takes this fight?
Well, I got to go with Ben Henderson. I really think that he's improved a ton. I'll be the first to admit I didn't think he was going to beat Jim Miller. But seeing how well he did against him and how much he's improved, and he's a young fighter. He's going to continue to improve each time. So we're probably going to see improvements in this fight, compared to the last time we saw him out there. So I really think he's going to go out there and put on a good show and get the victory.
All right, so Henderson for you. All right. And, Butler, what about you?
If I were just judging on hair alone, I'd have to say Clay Guida, but actually Kyle makes some very valid points, and after that Jim Miller fight, I just have to give a slight edge to Ben Henderson.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, this is going to be a close fight. It's crazy.
All right, great. Well, moving on to the main event, the heavyweight title fight on Fox, Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos, two giant men punching at each other. Here's the tale of the tape. Velasquez comes in at 6'1", 240, and has a 9-0 record. Dos Santos has the slight height advantage, coming in at 6'4", and actually hasn't lost a fight in 4 years. Velasquez is an all-around balanced fighter in wrestling, boxing, and BJJ. Dos Santos will most likely rely on his deadly hands and his strength. Now, Butler, Dos Santos earned this fight after handling Carwin in an amazing fight that we actually watched together. Also very excited at that fight. But Velasquez, he's been off for a year, so he could possibly be a little bit rusty. What does that mean for Dos Santos' game plan?
Well, obviously Junior Dos Santos is coming off a big win over Shane Carwin. He's definitely not got any ring rust or cage rust. The other thing is that Junior Dos Santos is widely regarded as the best striker in the heavyweight division. He has knockout power in both hands, which he's demonstrated against a lot of opponents. He's also got great takedown defense. We haven't really seen him on his back. That being said, what we've seen of his game is almost one-sided because he's so good at staying on his feet. But when faced with longer fights against opponents like Roy Nelson or Shane Carwin, who ultimately, despite hitting them in the face 4,000 times, did not drop to the ground and sensibly pass out. We sort of saw him, dominate those fights, but again, not finish them. And I feel like the X factor is Cain Velasquez's shoulder injury. No one quite knows how he's doing. Maybe that guy does. Maybe you should ask him, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you said that. Obviously, it should be noted that you actually trained with Cain in San Jose. So without getting into too much of what his actual preparation was for the fight, he did take down Brock Lesnar, which most people at the time considered to be unstoppable. Apparently, when you punch a mountain a bunch of times, you hurt your shoulder. So he took a little bit of time off there. But what was his game plan going into this? I mean, he's had a year to kind of recover and plan for this fight.
Well, first I'll address a couple things. One, Cain had plenty of time to recover, so his shoulder's 100%. That's not going to be a factor at all. And the other thing is, JDS might be the best boxer in the division, but he's definitely not the best striker in the division. I'd put Cain and Chet Congo up there. JDS is really a great boxer, but you don't see too much of the other stuff. Cain, he's got phenomenal kicks. I felt those tree trunks hit me in the ribs one too many times. But, Cain's got to go in there and he's got to beat him everywhere. He can't just go in there and think, I'm going to take this guy down, because JDS is very elusive. He's fast on his feet. He's a great athlete. And he's got to be a guy that's going to go in there, hit him, move around, like GSP, keep him on his toes, keep him guessing, and then beat him in all aspects.
Right. So I'm very interested to see who takes this fight. But for you guys, Butler, who do you think you have?
I have to go with the guy who's the most well-rounded, Cain Velasquez.
Ah, all right. I like that. Kyle, what do you think?
Well, obviously, I'm going with Cain. There's real no cut and dry answer on how he's going to win. Right. It's not like when he fought Nogueira, we knew he had to keep it standing, and when he fought Lesnar, we knew he had to stay off his back and continue to grind standing. Now he just really does have to beat him in all areas, and Dos Santos is dangerous everywhere, so it's going to take a lot from Cain, but he can do it.
All right, Kyle, how can the fans at home get a hold of you?
Twitter @Kingsboo. @Kingsboo.
We'll find you, man. Thank you so much for being here again, sir. Really appreciate it. Big round of applause for these guys. All right, we will find out if their picks come true when UFC on Fox airs this weekend. Now, back to you, filthy broads.
We don't know what you're talking about, Blair.
So gross.
Mine actually were really nasty.
They were like full of moisture.
Muffled and nasty.
Yours were disgusting.
Anyway, still ahead, the internet is exploding with rumors that the new Xbox 720 will hit stores sooner than expected. Sarah has all the details from the feed. Then in Game Break, there be dragons. Adam Sessler will tell us what to think about Skyrim.
And later, Zombopocalypse expert John Bernthal from The Walking Dead will be here live.
What happens next?
This kid's trying to land a totally sweet trick. So, what happens next? Does he faceplant into the pavement? Does he stick the landing? Or does he land on his taint? We'll have the answer after the break.
Committee right here.
You know, I wore this.
Is that in there? Is that in there? Yeah, that's.
What happens next?
This kid's trying to land a totally sweet trick. So, what happens next? Does he faceplant into the pavement? Does he stick the landing? Or does he land on his taint? I'm not sure what trick he was trying to do, but he tain't trying that again.
All the news you need to know. Feed.
It's Thursday, November 10th. Oh, wait, I'm missing something.
Whatever.
Be a poor loser.
I'm not.
Here are your top stories. Oh, where were those back then, huh?
I don't know. The pressure was on. I crumbled. That's horrible. Tell the stories. Perfect.
Dang it! Word on the internet rumor mill is that the Xbox 720 might be headed to stores sooner than you think. IGN is reporting that Microsoft's next-gen console, codenamed Loop, could be unveiled as early as January at the annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas and make a playable debut at E3. Rumors say it would be cheaper and smaller than the 360 and could hit stores by next year's holiday season. But a rumor is a rumor, so I wouldn't add it to your 2012 Christmas list just yet. Now, with Eddie Murphy dropping out of his Oscar hosting gig, the Academy is scrambling to fill the hole. But the internet has an idea. The Muppets. Oh. The campaign for the Muppets to host the annual Snooze Fest is starting to gain traction, with almost 30,000 likes on its Facebook page. The Muppets have already responded, with Miss Piggy asking to consider moi as host. However, only a few hours ago, Billy Crystal tweeted and the LA Times confirmed that he was going to be snagging the hosting gig once again, which incidentally fractured the space-time continuum and opened a portal to 1997. All right. And finally, if you frequent online dating sites, here's a word to the wise. Make sure these women you talk to are who they say they are and not a Russian man. Authorities just busted a ring of 35 Russian ladyboys who cruised dating sites posing as women and scammed over 125 men for over $160 Sorry.
Ew.
Sorry, it's coming up as I'm speaking. $160,000. The elaborate ring was based in a small apartment that had 10 computers manned 24 hours a day by over a dozen people at a time. So when Svetlana replies right away to your OK Cupid message, maybe just be a little suspicious. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. There's Candace, the big fat burping loser.
You're so mean, Sarah, to rub it in like that. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. My mother told me. Looking for something fun to do with your friends that's not an orgy? How about a game night?
Hello, Rich Summer again, coming to you from Emerald Nights with another batch of tabletop goodies. Today, we're going to have a little bit of cooperation, a heavy dose of betrayal, and a digital upgrade of a modern classic. So take a seat. Game night starts right now. Now, if your game night is infected with boring games, I have good news for you. We have the cure. It's Pandemic. In this game of cooperation, players race against the clock to clear the globe of highly infectious diseases, represented by these harmless-looking cubes. Before the game starts, each player is assigned a role, like the researcher or the operations expert, each with unique skills to help save the world. So when that disease outbreak hits Delhi, you and your team must work together to destroy it by performing actions like building research stations, treating infected patients, and ultimately discovering a cure. But that's a lot easier said than done because each flip of a card could trigger another outbreak, say in Toronto, and force your team to race there to tackle the disease. The game ends in one of two ways. Either your team successfully finds cures for all the diseases, or time runs out and the globe is taken over by outbreaks. Sorry, world. Pandemic is great from 2 to 4 players, with each game lasting about an hour. Pick up the base game for around $35, and for added options, you'll want to get the On the Brink expansion for another $25. Hey, we did it! We rid the world of disease, and now everybody's best friends. Well, now we're gonna grind those friendships into the dirt with a game of lies called The Resistance. Designed for between 5 and 10 players, you and your friends are revolutionaries attempting to overthrow an oppressive government. To do it, you must successfully complete 3 out of 5 missions against the Empire. Easy enough. Except that at least 2 of the members of your group are actually secret government spies whose goal is to sabotage the missions without revealing their identity to the rest of the group.
You're a spy. Just admit it. I'm not the spy. He's a spy. He's a spy.
So, throughout the game, players use negotiation and maybe some spirited discussion to figure out who they should trust. Choose wisely, because relying on the wrong person could spell the end of the resistance. The result is a party game filled with promises, accusations, and lots of delightful backstabbing. Pick up The Resistance for around $15. So you lost all your friends playing The Resistance. Oh, come on. Guys, come on, it's a game. Well, game night doesn't have to be over, thanks to my digital pick, Ticket to Ride, for the Mac, PC, and iPad. In the tabletop version, players assemble cross-country railroad lines to transport them from city to city. The longer the routes they build, the more points they earn. But be strategic about how you place your trains, because if your opponents figure out where you're headed, they could block you, and that quick jaunt from Denver to El Paso could be rerouted all the way through Oklahoma City. Now, I love the cardboard version of Ticket to Ride, but it's hard to beat the new app, which streamlines an hour-long game into a nice and easy 15 minutes. No setup time, no space taken up on your shelf. On the computer, you can play solo or against online opponents, while iPad users get that and the added bonus of Pass and Play. The cardboard Ticket to Ride can be purchased for around $45. And to get the game for your Mac or PC, head over to daysofwonder.com and grab it for $9.99, or download it to your iPad for $6.99 from the iTunes App Store. So no matter who you are, a team player, a dirty backstabber, or a solo gamer, any of these games will be perfect for your next game night.
For more board game fun, head over to Rich's blog at games.richsummer.com. Hosting is hard work.
Fortunately, we're girls, so we can make boys do anything.
Blair! Adam!
That makes sense. You're right. You're absolutely right. We will do game break then.
They called me a boy. That's the nicest thing all week. Oh.
Let's do game break. Drag. Yes, yes. Welcome to the least attractive combination of X-Play hosts they could possibly find. Right
Exactly.
here.
This is the void.
That's right. This is what it is.
Don't look into it too long.
Adam, tomorrow is 11/11/11. There's a large game coming out tomorrow called Elder Scrolls. People have heard about it. I've played about 35 hours of it. You've played about 90, yet neither one of us, unfortunately, considering our significant others are watching this, unfortunately, we don't feel like we've really scratched the surface of the story yet.
I think this is indicative of how massive this game is in terms of just its content and its geography, that as much time as both of us have put into it, there's a sense like, I don't think I really understand how much is in this game.
This is a really long tutorial level, but bringing people up to speed, though, where are we in Elder Scrolls
We're
5?
200 years after the events of Oblivion. This now takes place in the northernmost region, which is called Skyrim, and Tamriel is the continent. But Cyrodiil, where the Emperor was in the fourth game, they're now a little bit shifty. The elves seem to be the ones that are in power, and these guys appear in Skyrim. They don't know if they want to be part of the Empire anymore, and there's a lot of infighting and civil war there. In addition, you've been captured, and now they're about to execute you, and a dragon comes.
Yeah, dragons
freeing you.
Dragons are awesome, by the way, you guys.
Yeah,
they totally are. Obviously, that was one of the main things. They've been talking dragons since they first announced this game. It is the very first thing you're introduced to in the game, and then shortly thereafter, you have to fight a freaking dragon, which is sweet. Why are we fighting these dragons?
Well, because they're really evil and mean.
Yes.
This is not Pete's dragon. This is not Sean Connery's voice. These are cool snake-like dragons that want to kill you, and you must kill them back. And what you learn from that is you also possess the power of a dragon, and by using the souls of these dragons and learning these special words, you can breathe fire, breathe frost, slow down time, all these really, really amazing skills, in addition to the magic and melee that's available in the game.
Right, and that is something that is also very unique to this game, in that we are both playing very different types of characters, and there's really no like one way to do this correctly. You can be a melee and a magic character, and you never have to compromise either one of those things.
You can be one at the same time. I spent quite a bit of the game in the beginning where I had fireball in one hand and a big mace in the other, and you hit him from a distance, run up really close, and beat him on the head a few times. It's very satisfying.
Always satisfying to do that.
Always satisfying.
And
actually.
Speaking of the world and running through it, I think we both talked about this, and we're comfortable saying this right here on the show. This is the best, most ambitious, most immersive game this console generation, and that is not hyperbole, you guys. It truly is the best world we have ever experienced in a game, and then collectively in our 20-year career, it may be the most immersive game we've ever experienced. This world is unlike anything else.
And immersive gets thrown around. No, it works here because there's a level of detail and attention to things that you wouldn't expect from a game. There's an ecology. The animals, like the non-threatening animals in the world, they'll attack one another, and you'll see when a dragon comes in, you'll see a bear run away. It's a good indicator if the bears are running, hightail with them.
Don't fight that thing. But that's an amazing part of this game, in that the world is it exists so much on its own that you can be fighting a dragon and bears show up, and the dragon's like, oh, the little guy over there in the cloth robes, not as threatening as the bears. I should probably fight that first.
And actually, it's one of your best ways to fight a dragon, is find
Let
some other people
handle it for you
to get into it. Also, the quests in the game, there is the main story quest. I think there's actually two. There's the one dealing with the internal conflict of Skyrim, one dealing with why the dragons are back and how you fit into that. But all the quests in the game feel very substantive and rich. And if you look at your quest log, it doesn't discriminate between a side quest and a quest. They are all deep, they're all rich. Especially some of the guild quests are these 9-hour interlocking stories that are so much fun to play.
Right, and speaking of the quests, there are no throwaway quests in this game.
No.
Every single quest means something in some way. You may not know what it is at the time, but will eventually come back to you.
There's a technology in the game that has a good idea of where you've been and where you haven't been, and it will try to get quests to you to push you in directions on the map so you can see dungeons you haven't seen before. There is no dungeon that is like another one, and I've never had to go back to the same dungeon in 90 hours of play.
But you definitely want to sometimes.
I just want to go back and just hit something on the head. And they go, I'm going to take things from you and sell them in town.
He's always so happy when he is never this alive.
No.
Only when he's talking about games.
Yeah.
And listen, we obviously we have the score on X-Play on Monday's X-Play. I'm not going to reveal it here. However, the website has the massive review that you wrote that has a score attached to that as well. It is one of the finest pieces of writing I think you've ever contributed.
Oh, thank you very much.
But you've truly, this review, it's really hard to put into 5,000 words how amazing this game is.
I mean, I'm more detailing with the experiences of playing it instead of deconstructing every small element, because as an active design, there's almost no precedent in games for what the team at Bethesda has pulled off with this game. I mean, and for that reason alone, I think anyone who cares about games should do themselves a favor and try it out. You will not be dissatisfied.
I agree 1,000%. Adam Sessler, everybody. and me. And of course, you can watch us talk a lot about this on X-Play on Monday as well. And now, also, ladies, we're done talking about dragons, so you can start paying attention to the show again.
Thank you.
The government, they'll just keep eating ice cream. That's fine. Listen, the government doesn't have an answer to rampant unemployment, but you won't care now that Skyrim is, in fact, in stores. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't know that was on prompter. I messed that entire thing up. Back to ladies eating ice cream, everybody.
Thanks, Blair. Attack of the Show usually cheers when a robot dies. It's always good news for John Connor and the Resistance.
But a dead robot is bad news for our troops in the next new episode of Bomb Patrol Afghanistan.
Get ready to hold your breath this Tuesday at 10 p.m. and check out g4tv.com/Bomb Patrol for more info about the show. Stay tuned. John Bernthal from The Walking Dead will be with us. Nothing like a zombie apocalypse to make two guys talk about their feelings.
What are we doing? Got every able body at your disposal out scouring these woods for a little girl we both know is likely dead. Well, you think we should abandon the search? That's not my call, is it? I'm asking. Survival, Rick. It means making hard decisions, but you got this knack, man. You spread us thinner and thinner. I'm trying to save lives here, and you're out saving cats from trees. Is that what you think Sophia is, a cat in a tree? Don't do that, man. Don't twist my words. Man, how many times we get caught up to look for a missing child, man? You got 72 hours, and after that, you looking for a body. And that was before. I mean, you honestly think we're just gonna find Sophia alive?
Please welcome John Bernthal. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys.
Of course. I talk to everybody about it here, but I love this show. It has me on the edge of my seat every week. But I know we only have 3 more episodes till the mid-season
finale. Yeah, and then there'll be 6 more after that.
Coming back in February?
Coming back in February.
It's just a long time to wait. I don't know if I can do it.
But nobody wants zombies and stuff for Christmas. Well, I think so. I think there'll be a nice, cool kind of completely catastrophic ending at a 7 where everything's going to blow up. And then when you come back, they'll be trying to tie stuff up just for it to blow up again, as things do in a zombie apocalypse.
I'm so excited.
Right on. I'm glad.
But I have a bone to pick with you.
Talk about it. Pick it.
Not with you, but with Shane.
Yeah.
I mean, he is done.
It's a haircut. Stupid haircut, huh?
No, it's not.
Huh?
It's what's going on in here.
Yeah, talk
He
about
has
it.
done some
Let's have it out.
He has done some bad stuff. Otis? Really?
He had to save the kid. He had to do what he had to do. And
he had to save himself and save the kid.
Well, I think, only one of them was going to make it out of there.
Why couldn't Otis have made it? I mean, I'm glad you are acting on this show.
I appreciate
you were a great actor.
Oh, thank you.
I just feel bad for Otis.
Well, and I get that. I think that was kind of the, the idea as well. But I think it's sort of Shane's going off into this sort of new world philosophy. Yeah, where you got to make hard decisions, man. It is a dark, dark world.
Are you going to be playing the villain, or was it just like a one decision thing?
Look, I don't think that any of the characters on this show are sort of the villain or the hero. I think Rick screws up left and right. He's super flawed. I think if Shane's sort of the villain,
I don't think he's very flawed.
You just dig
I don't think so.
You just dig that English accent, By the way, he's from Kansas. That whole British thing is a total, it's total crap. Yeah.
Now, you do actually have something in common with Shane. You guys both really hate zombies.
We do.
Right?
We do.
How do you work on a show that you hate zombies so much?
Well, I think it was sort of an acquired thing, and I don't mean to, I'm not like a douchey method actor, but I spend all day being hunted by or chasing down these creatures, and then, I go to PR events, and, they've got people who for the night are playing zombies, and they're sort of creeping up and tapping me on the back, and I'm like, listen, dude, man, I don't play with the whole zombie thing.
Do you just beat them up?
No, I don't, because the truth is that the people that play the zombies on the show are awesome. They're great physical actors, and the makeup team is badass. Everybody knows that. But I just don't like them. I do not like zombies.
I was told I could come on and play a zombie.
That you could be a zombie?
I was told I could come on and play a zombie.
Good gracious, man.
Maybe
you,
I will.
You would dig it. The thing is the makeup weighs a ton.
Oh, I
and
bet.
it's
And
but
it's
it's a good time.
hot.
It is, but it's not so hot anymore. It feels like a different
yeah,
show.
that's
And there's no chiggers. Chiggers are these bugs that they
chiggers!
burrow and see, get you. Yeah,
I hate those.
You've
I was
definitely
so
had
scared
an
of
attack
them.
before. Yeah, it's bad, man.
Now, while I have you here, I always have to. They always make me do a Russian accent on the show, and I am absolutely awful at it.
Oh,
But
come on.
I hear that you learned to act in Russia. So, do you think maybe you could help me out with an accent?
An accent?
Yeah.
Let's hear yours. Do you
What do you
have to
want me
make
to
that
say?
face? Does the face go along with the accent? Like,
It's the thinking
they go
face.
together? It's
the thinking face. What do you want me to say? I do know Yeti Bala Blue. Is that right?
Yeah,
It's not
I
right
love
at
you
all.
too. It's
That's
good.
not-
It's
It
good.
is-
She
it
said
was?
she loved me. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, right on.
Can you tell me attack of the show, or can you tell me?
Attack of the show. How about I say, hello, pretty girl.
Yes, please.
Привет, красивая девочка.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming
It was a
on
lot
the
of
show.
fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John Bernthal. The Walking Dead airs Sundays on AMC. Stick around. There's more Attack after this.
Thank you. That was fun.
And now, a hot chick guesses the capital of Panama.
Panama City?
And now, some tweets. Gamer Guy 187. Blame the ginger ale, change the beverage, and challenge Sarah again to a burpathon 2. Bailey's revenge!
Any day!
I like it. It was the ginger ale, Sarah.
Any day.
I challenge you to
It was your disgusting, moist, barfy burps.
They were really
Please.
gross. Really
Please.
gross. I don't know what happened.
Celine Taron. So what happened?
That's great,
That's
Sarah.
what it says. That's what happens when you spell it out. So what happens if Sarah Underwood says, I'm so sure? I would love to motorboat Candace Bailey today, but she is wearing this. If she would have turned her shirt around like I did yesterday, though.
If I had done that, my boobs would be exposed,
Oh, that would
Sarah.
have been perfect. See, I think of you. You don't think of me.
Oh, well. Memory spark. Oh, no more time for tweets. Let's go. Let's take prompter.
Bye. For those tweets, everyone on the wall gets all the board games Rich Summer told us about earlier in game night. Pandemic, The Resistance, and Ticket to Ride for both your tabletop and iPad. Thanks to John Bernthal, Blair Herter, Adam Sessler, Blair Butler,